Hey everyone! Today's discussion is going to be very exciting, especially if you're closely following NIO and the broader electric vehicle industry in China. Every Tuesday, we usually get a sneak peek into how EV makers are performing through insurance registration numbers. These numbers tell us how many vehicles were essentially sold and insured during the previous week. It's a key indicator of demand and delivery momentum. Now, this week there was a bit of suspense around whether or not these figures would even be released. At first, some of the usual sources suggested they might not publish them, hinting that we would just have to wait for official monthly delivery data. But as it turns out, the registrations did finally go public, and let me tell you, the results are absolutely stunning for NIO. This is not financial advice. Please do your own research. So, here's the headline. NIO has just recorded an all-time high weekly insurance registration figure of 10,800 units. That's right, never before in NIO's history have they managed to cross this level in a single week. The closest they came previously was back in December last year when the ONVO L60 was flying off the shelves. At that time, the weekly registrations just tipped over the 10K mark. But this time, with 10,800, NIO has officially set a new record, and that's a massive achievement worth talking about. What makes this so impressive is that these numbers reflect real demand and actual deliveries, not just speculation. Breaking the figure down further, we see that NIO's different brands and models all played their part in this success. Let's go through them one by one. First, we have the Firefly brand, which hit an all-time high of around 1,800 registrations. That's never happened before on a weekly basis. Firefly has really stepped up and shown it can contribute meaningfully to NIO's overall numbers. Next up is NIO's main premium brand, which recorded 5,200 registrations. Now, this may not be the absolute peak for the company, but for this year it's one of the strongest performances so far. Much of this strength is thanks to the newly refreshed ES8, which has been gaining traction fast and clearly resonating with buyers. Then there's ONVO, the sub-brand. ONVO brought in 3,800 registrations. While this isn't a record since ONVO has previously touched around 4,100 in a week, it's still a very solid showing. Keep in mind, ONVO's lineup is still fairly young with only a couple of models in play, such as the L60 and now the L90. So, 3,800 at this stage is nothing to scoff at. When you put it all together, you can see why this week feels so important. Firefly and NIO's mainline cars have both hit new highs, while ONVO continues to provide steady momentum. That combination paints a really bright picture for the future. What's also encouraging is that for several weeks recently, ONVO was actually outselling NIO's main brand. While that was exciting, investors and fans alike were eager to see NIO's premium lineup regain its strength, and now it has. That matters a lot because NIO's higher-end vehicles are priced at a premium, which means more revenue per sale. So even if ONVO delivers strong volume, the financial impact of NIO-branded cars is bigger. Some analysts are already noting that this could have a significant impact on NIO's revenue performance for Q4. With the ES8 proving to be a hit and orders stacking up, NIO's quarterly revenue could even outpace Xpeng by as much as 50%. That's a big deal because Xpeng currently has a higher market cap than NIO. So if NIO can demonstrate stronger revenue growth, it may start to shift how the market values both companies. But NIO isn't the only one making headlines in this latest registration update. Let's look at how some other EV makers performed. Leapmotor came in at the top of the chart with a staggering 16K registrations, hitting their own record. Xiaomi followed with 11K, continuing to impress since entering the EV space. Right after that, NIO took the third spot with 10,800. Then came AITO with 10,700, Xpeng with 10,400, and Li Auto with 8,600. Further down the list, FCB logged 7,100. Deepal reached 6,300, Arcfox came in with 5,300, and Voyeur rounded out the top with 4,200. Interestingly, Zeekr was absent from this top 10 list, with ArcFox seemingly taking their place this time around. Now, think about this for a moment. NIO actually outperformed Xpeng in this week's data. That's not something we've seen often this year, and it's definitely worth celebrating. It's a reminder that NIO still has plenty of strength left in the game and can deliver when demand aligns with their expanding lineup. Another key point to highlight is momentum. This week's 10,800 registrations represent about a 60% increase compared to the previous week. That's huge. It's not just about hitting a record once, it's about building sustained growth. And that's exactly what NIO needs as it ramps up production and aims for bigger targets. Looking ahead, NIO has already indicated that from October through December, they're expecting monthly deliveries to average around 50,000 units. That's ambitious, but if they can maintain weekly insurance registrations around the 10,000 mark or higher, it becomes achievable. Production ramp-ups are already in motion, and the pipeline of new models like the ONVO L90 is set to strengthen things even further. So, the big takeaway here is that demand is very much alive for NIO vehicles. Don't let the short sellers fool you into thinking otherwise. The numbers are proving the opposite. Registrations are climbing, deliveries are accelerating, and customer appetite is clearly strong. This could be the beginning of a stronger upward trend for the company. Even the stock market has noticed. Pre-market trading for NIO was already showing green after these figures came out. Of course, we'll have to see how the day and the weeks ahead unfold, but positive delivery momentum often translates into improved investor confidence. To wrap this up, NIO just achieved something truly special with 10,800 weekly insurance registrations, a record-breaking performance in its history. Firefly reached its highest ever weekly number. NIO's premium brand delivered some of its best results this year thanks to the ES8, and ONVO continued to provide steady growth. Altogether, it signals robust demand, improving deliveries, and a pathway toward higher revenues in the coming quarters. Compared with peers, NIO placed in the top 3 this week, even surpassing Xpeng, which is a rare and important milestone. With production ramping up and expectations of hitting around 50,000 monthly deliveries in Q4, NIO looks poised for a very strong finish to the year. The road ahead won't be without challenges, but if this momentum continues, NIO could very well redefine its position in the EV market. And as investors, enthusiasts, and followers of this space, it's exactly the kind of progress we love to see. Thank you for joining us today. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to our channel for more stock predictions and market insights. Remember to turn on the notification bell so you never miss an update. Happy investing, and see you in the next video.